Hello stamping friends, I've got an elegant teacup card for you today, and I combined a couple of stamp sets I thought would go well together, and I like the way it turned out. I'm using the new cup of tea bundle. It's got the stamps, which is a cup of tea, and then also it has dies that coordinate with it that are called teacup dies. And they have all the little dies to cut the images out, along with, you know, like the citrus fruit and leaves and flowers and even a heart, the tea bags. It's a cute die set. So we're going to be using that. So we're going to get going on this. Oh, I almost forgot. We're also going to be using the Forever Fern stamp set. And I just thought this would be pretty in the background and to make the tablecloth and such. So we're going to be using this also. So we're going to get going on this card. All the dimensions for this project are down below this video. Just click show more and you'll see them all listed there, along with the links to all the products that will take you directly to my online store where you can shop with me 24/7. So we're going to start by making our teacup. So I just have a scrap piece of basic black here, and I'm going to use Versamark for this. Get my teacup here, and this is out of the cup of tea stamp set, of course, and this is the one that has the leaves on it. There's two teacups, one has stripes and one has leaves. So I just thought this would be an elegant little teacup done in gold, so I'm stamping it in Versamark on basic black, and then I'm going to use some gold embossing powder. I keep my embossing powder in a container. So there is it all with the embossing powder on it. And then I'm going to take a heat tool and heat this up. I love embossing. I'm going to heat my heat tool up here. I just think embossing is just so magical. And we're going to heat this up just until it turns that beautiful gold. And there it goes. This is one of the very first wow things I really was excited about when I started stamping, was heat embossing. So there is our teacup. And we've also used the die. Let me show you the die I cut it out with. So I took this plain cup die, and that's what I cut it out with, using the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And by the magic of video, voila, I have it done. So there's our teacup, and I'm going to set it aside. Isn't it pretty, all gold? Okay. So next we're going to start on our Tahitian Tide piece. This is our background piece, and it's 3 3/4 by 4, and I'm doing it landscaped. So the 4 is, you know, this direction. And we're going to need our Versamark again. And we're going to use this leaf. We're going to use this leaf from the Forever Fern stamp set. So I'm going to stamp this with Versamark a couple of times. Get it loaded up here. I'm going to stamp it at the top of the cardstock. There's once. And then I'm going to stamp it again, and I'm just going to kind of angle it down for the second one. So there we have that, and you probably can't see it yet. Get some powder on it and it'll come to life. We're going to also emboss this in gold, so I have my gold embossing powder again. And then we're going to heat these images up. Kind of look around for strays. Make sure you don't have any stray embossing powder anywhere. Keep it nice and neat, and we're just going to heat this up until it turns that beautiful gold also. Sure doesn't take long. There we go. Now we're done with our embossing. I'm going to put my Versamark away and my embossing powder so I don't dump it somewhere. Okay. So now I have this large leaf from the Forever Fern stamp set 2, and I'm going to stamp it in Tahitian Tide on the panel, and I'm going to stamp this coming in from the other direction. So coming in here from the left side, I'm going to stamp it just a couple times. There we go. So there's the top of our panel, and I just want to do one more thing. I'm going to take Pacific Point ink. So we're getting darker with our blue here. And I'm going to just brush this on with this blending brush. And I'm making like an arch here with the color. Kind of down the right side, do that corner, then come over and do the left corner and down the left side. I want kind of a halo effect, so it highlights our cup. So I haven't left this light area in here. So that was Pacific Point. Okay, so there's that part. And now I need our little tablecloth. So I have a 1" by 4" piece of Crumb Cake cardstock here. And I have a little leaf from the Forever Fern stamp set. And I'm going to bring in some soft suede ink. And I'm going to stamp this along the very bottom, just a few leaves across. And I'm going to turn my stamp as I do this so it looks different as I stamp it, so it doesn't look like little soldiers all lined up. Have them go in different directions. So that was with soft suede. And I'm going to take a brush, a blending brush, and I just want to get some color on the top of this piece. I'm leaving the bottom light. So this is the soft suede ink again. Okay, so there is our tablecloth all done. Just that quick. And we're going to adhere this to our main panel, and I'm just going to use some multi-purpose glue here. I'm going to line it up with the bottom of this piece. There we go. And I'm going to adhere our teacup on also. I just think this looks so elegant with all the gold. There we go. So there is our main panel, all with its gold glory here. And now I have my card base here. My card base is basic black, and it's 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a Crumb Cake panel on top of it. The Crumb Cake panel is 4 by 5.25. And then I have a 3 7/8 by 4 7/8 basic black panel. Inside, I have another Crumb Cake panel that's 4 by 5.25 to balance my card out. Now I'm going to add my main panel on here, but I want to pop this up. So I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. I like to use lots of dimensionals. Here we go. I'm going to center this. Here we go. And there is our main card all put together. Isn't it pretty with all that gold? That just makes me happy today. Okay, so there is our finished cards, all ready to send somebody. I've left them blank inside, but you can use any of the sentiments that are in those stamp sets. And thank you for joining me. I hope this inspires you to get those inks out and get inky today. Bye.